welcome back to the Cool Fears channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector, and welcome to episode 4 of Coffee and Toys here on the Cool Fears channel. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. I upload new content constantly throughout the week, so make sure you're hitting that bell icon so you stay notified when I do upload new videos. And if you guys want to support the channel in any way, all I ask is that you guys watch my videos from start to finish, as well as going ahead and hitting that like button if you're enjoying the video that you're watching. And if you haven't already, go ahead and check out those Amazon affiliate links down below. There you'll find all sorts of cool figure stuff associated with toy photography and so much more, as well as some of the figures I will be talking about today. So make sure you check out those Amazon affiliate links linked down below. And I have recently started selling my toy photography as prints, so if you guys are interested, you can DM me over on Instagram at Cool Figures or Epic Shots by Cool Figures, and we can talk which ones you want and pricing. So with that being said, guys, as always, thank you to this channel sponsor, V-Rare Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, and Pokemon card needs, and of course use code COOLFIGURES at checkout for 10% off your order. V-Rare Store. So with that being said, guys, once again, welcome to episode 4 of Coffee and Toys here on the Cool Fears channel. And man, do I have a lot of news to go over, and this is not even all the toy news of the week. It's basically the toy news that I want to talk about, and a lot more to talk about as well. A lot of exciting stuff to talk about, so stay tuned. We'll get into every single one of those things, but first and foremost, I want to announce the winner of the 400 subscriber print giveaway, and that is Bruce, or aka Marvel Funko Bros, over on Instagram. Congratulations, man, you won the free print. So DM me on Instagram, let me know whether you want a free custom print or one that's already made, so one of my prints that or photos I already have, or I can make you a completely custom one for free. Just let me know on Instagram, and we'll work out the details there. So congratulations, man. I'm super happy that you won, man. You know, you've been a great friend to me and a great supporter of this channel for a long time, not only of this channel but also my private personal bodybuilding Instagram as well. If you don't know, I am a personal trainer and an amateur classic physique bodybuilder, and actually in one of the first shows that I actually ever did, I met Marvel Funko Bros, and we competed against each other, and we kind of stayed in touch. And when I got into collecting, he realized that I did, and he kind of pointed out to me that, hey, I'm into collecting too. And so since then, we've been following each other, and he's been a great supporter of this channel, always commenting, always liking, always sharing my stuff. So I really do appreciate it, man. So if anybody deserves this out of the 400 people that have subscribed, it's definitely you, with all the support you've given me. So thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. So like I said, DM me on Instagram, and we'll work out the details on all that. So with that being said, guys, actually while we're on the idea of the prints, and like I said, exciting news, stay tuned for brand new news on that front. Basically, I'm thinking of partnering up with somebody to sell my prints and do exclusives with them. I'm still hammering out the details, working everything out, so nothing's finalized, so I don't want to announce anything yet, but just be on the lookout for big news coming very, very soon. Hopefully everything looks in order to be on track, but you know how business things go. Sometimes things don't line up and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure things will line up with this one. But like I said, I just want to finalize things and everything before I make the big announcement, but stay tuned for that. So with that being said, guys, let me see my notes, because I always tend to forget to talk about things, guys, because I try not to look at my notes so I can talk to you guys, but then when I don't look at my notes, I forget things. So give me a sec, let me go ahead and read my notes. So yeah, like I said, more coming soon on the details for those toy prints, so stay tuned. So before we even get into this week's, or you know what, we'll talk about that after the toy haul, so because I'm really excited about this week's toy haul. So this week's toy haul was definitely a great one. As you can see, the 3 things I have here, I mean technically it's 4 right here, but it's the same figure, but I got in my 3 other Cobra Infantry Army Builder Troopers. You saw, I believe in episode 1 of Coffee and Toys, you saw me unbox one of these guys here on the show. I did order 3 others as army builders because I recently got these 2 Gomez figures, and they're amazing figures, and I absolutely loved them. And I was able to get my hands on some basic Green Ninja army builders from the Foosh Toys to go with this guy, and even to go with like my Daredevil and my Batman and any other ninja type characters that I want to use them for. They're just basic Green Ninjas army builders. I got a Shokin, so he has a little more accessories, a little more stuff to do with it. It looks a little more detailed and whatnot, just for him to go up against them. Hell, they can even go up against this guy if I wanted to. But with this guy being more of like a secret agent type guy, I wanted him to be able to fight some, actual military looking guys. And upon searching and searching, I could not find a really good basic military army builder figure. So I resorted to just looking up, franchises and brands that I know that sell military looking figures. And some of them were a little too tall, some of them were a little too short. But I found that these guys were perfect size. Unfortunately, they belong to one of the hardest lines that you can find right now. I mean, you would think it'd be NECA 1990s Turtles merch at Walmart, but no, it's G.I. Joe classified. Those things are nearly impossible to find, but they have been turning around, doing better. I have been seeing a lot more in stores, so who knows, maybe in the near future they won't be so hard to find. And in fact, actually right now, Major Blood is starting to hit clearance at certain targets because they kind of flooded the market once they realized that figure was going for so much in the third party. So I was able to get these guys on Amazon, so you might want to check Amazon if you want to find them. They may still be up. I got them for $22 a piece, so they are pretty retail priced there. So no having to pay over retail and whatnot. Just make sure you look at other sellers, because sometimes the first one that pops up won't be the right one. But yeah, guys, super excited about these guys. In fact, I already used them for this week's Friday toy photography video, so if you haven't seen it, I'll leave it linked up above, where this guy actually takes them on and whatnot. And that is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what photos I have in store for you guys with this guy and these guys. So stay tuned for more of that. In fact, there was actually a pic in there that I did that I had in my head. I envisioned it and I tried to bring it to life, and I just couldn't get it right. So I'm gonna have to revisit it and really, mess with the angling and see how I can get it to be as close to the vision in my head as possible, because as toy photographers, that's all it's about, is having a vision in our head and getting it out in toy form. And sometimes it's very difficult, especially with the articulation of certain figures and the balancing of certain figures, and also what surface you're using to balance them and whatnot. So a lot goes into just one shot, guys. So kudos to all the toy photographers out there, large and small. You guys put in the work. You guys know what it's like. It's kind of like bodybuilding. No one sees anything except that finished product. They don't see what goes into it. They don't see the multiple attempts of standing that one figure, of standing it, getting it right, working on another figure, he falls down, working on that figure, he falls down. It's a mess. It's like bodybuilding. Nobody sees that work that you put in, because it's just work that you have to do to get that finished product the way you want it to. So kudos to you guys. I really do think you guys are amazing. And talking about toy photography, guys, let's go ahead. I want to highlight two photos in particular that I thought were outstanding, and I'm sure you guys have seen it if you guys are in the toy photography community and follow basically any toy photography page, and that is Work More or Less and Nasseren's backstage photos, which were really, really cool takes on basically like the Ninja Turtle tour becoming actual people, and seeing that their costumes and whatnot. So I'll go ahead and put up Work More or Less's photo here, and so you guys can take it in and see. So he used a mixture of TMNT figures and Back to the Future figures, along with the musical Immune Tour exclusive figures that came out in 2019, and you can just see how he brings it to life and really makes it look like they're suits and not just turtle figures. And he did this in a collaboration with another great toy photographer, which is Nasseren. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right, man. I apologize if I'm not. And basically, he just gave him the idea of backstage. They had no communication about what they were going to do, and they actually came up with something similar. So here's Nasseren's. So as you can see, it's very similar to Work More or Less, but it's very different in another sense, so and it's very interesting. More or Less brought this up too in his live stream when they were talking about it and everything. It's very interesting how they just said backstage and they came up with very similar ideas, and that tends to happen a lot in the toy community. But he says he does want to do a full toy community collaboration, so I really hope he does that, because I would love to take part in that, because those were amazing shots, and I would love to contribute to the next one myself. So I just wanted to highlight those pics, guys, and if you do not follow them on Instagram, go and do yourself a favor, follow them. They put out some amazing toy photography, some of the best out there, so definitely do yourself a favor and check them out. Alright, so moving on to the next figure right here, we have Casca Reeves. I have definitely been waiting for this figure for a long time, especially since we've had Bo-Katan for a while now. She has definitely been one of my most anticipated Black Series figures of this year. She was actually supposed to come Tuesday of this week, and I got a surprise on Sunday night, believe it or not. It was like 6 or 7. My dog starts barking like crazy, and I'm like, well, who's that? And I go to the door, and sure enough, there's a small package. I don't even know what it is because I was, like I said, she was expected to come on Tuesday. I opened it up and there she is, and I was like, oh, all right. So I was able to get that review out on Monday. So check that out up above if you haven't already. But I am super excited to have her. I love her and Bo-Katan. I mean, I don't know what Disney's deal is. There are plenty of great, strong female characters within the Star Wars universe. You don't have to invent one or multiple ones that are, overpowering and all this other bullshit and doing stuff that basically negates the whole other, Star Wars franchise and storyline. Because if you think about it, the whole point of Star Wars was because Anakin wanted to save his loved ones, but the only way to do it was to turn to the dark side. And obviously, it was still a lie. He was not able to do it. But then you have Rey in Episode 9 just healing Kylo Ren. So then what was the whole point of Anakin turning to the dark side if a good Force user was able to use that ability? And the fact that Sidious was actually lying about it. He wasn't a true tale. He was lying. So a lot of inconsistencies and stuff like that really bugged me about it. But it is what it is. But like I said, you guys have strong female characters that have been fully developed, fleshed out, and people want to see on the screen. I would love to see a Bo-Katan and Casca Reeves and Ahsoka show, or even just a Bo-Katan and Casca Reeves. I think it would be one of the most badass shows on Disney Plus, in my opinion. I really hope they make appearances in the Book of Boba and obviously in the future seasons of The Mandalorian. They're still with Mando. I don't know how they're going to continue that, because I was really hoping they would continue right where they left off, but with Gina Carano getting fired and whatnot, I don't know how possible that is, unless they somehow explain that she took off on one of the ships to clear their way and probably just blow her up like they did the Razor Crest. R.I.P. Razor Crest. Sorry to those of you that backed it, and now you guys are having to wait till 2022. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, super happy to have her. So much, in fact, that I have Bo-Katan right here, so we can pair them up so they can be hanging out, fighting, either separatists or imps while we talk about more toy news from today. They just look so amazing paired up together right there. This is actually a DC Multiverse flight stand, but it works, so super happy to use it and have it. So, yeah, guys, and now to the piece de resistance, the McFarlane 66 Batmobile. I have been searching high and low for this guy. What the fuck are you doing there, man? What are you doing there, man? Who said you can get a ride in the Batmobile, especially with beer, dude? Come on, that's a bad influence. Come on, stand over here. But anyways, guys, I've been searching high and low for this. I made the grave mistake of not pre-ordering it when it was available for pre-order, despite obviously being able to return things that you don't want if you pre-order it and don't want it anymore, cancel it and whatnot. So I have been searching high and low for this, and once again, I have to shout out my amazing girlfriend for getting me it. She was actually going to search the Target near her work when she looked online and saw that it was available to order, and she texted me and saying, like, it's available to order online. And then she literally texted me immediately after saying there's only one in stock, and then she's like, it's letting me add it to my cart. And I was about to text her to just get it when the next text that came in is I bought it. And I was like, well, check your email for a confirmation, because sometimes they will let you buy it, but if they don't send you that confirmation email, they're not going to send you the product. And sure enough, she said, yeah, she got it. And even still in my mind, I was like, there's still a possibility that they're going to cancel it. They're going to say it's out of stock. They're not going to have it. They're going to cancel it. And I told her that a few days later, and she's like, really? Because it says it's shipped. And I was like, what? So I was super excited, and Target was just playing me till the end, because even the day it was supposed to be delivered, I think they waited till like 6 o'clock or 6:30 to actually deliver it. So super excited. Thank you so much once again to my amazing girlfriend for getting me this. I could not be happier. Like I was telling her, I thought the last time I got a Batmobile I was like 12, but in fact, the last time I got a Batmobile was the 2003 Mattel Batmobile with the Robin cycle. I found the actual commercial, so if I remember to record it on YouTube, and I'll try to play it right here for you guys, and I'll insert the commercial right now. Hopefully I don't get struck down for copyrights. I mean, it's an old 2003 commercial. I shouldn't get struck down, right? We'll see. Here it is.
Batmobile, the crime-fighting vehicle feared by the world's most infamous villains. With Robin's detachable Mega CC motorcycle, it's a superhero on wheels. It's big, it's bad, it is the Batmobile.
Shadows, he arrives, the guardian of the night. He's Batman. The Joker is struck again. Now he must face the Batmobile, a vehicle with immeasurable force and speed. Nothing can stand in the way of this unstoppable machine. You can run, but you can't hide, because Robin's cycle separates to surround you from all sides. Game over, Joker. It's time to fight crime. He's Batman. Batmobile vehicle. You put it together, 6-inch figures each sold separately, money bag not included.
Alright guys, so that was the final Batmobile that I actually owned and got for like Christmas or my birthday. I believe it was for Christmas, but that was in 2003. I said I was 12. I was actually 6. So the last time I opened up a Batmobile, I was 6, and I think that's why I wanted this so much after I thought about it, but also just the fact that it's a really cool Batmobile, and this is actually the reason and the thing that inspired me to go get the die-cast Batmobiles, because I was like, well, if I can't get this one, and this one, honestly, at first I was like, man, it's just going to be a plastic one, obviously. I mean, no one's going to actually make a full metal version at 5 or 6 inch scale, you know, obviously, but my mind was, well, it's going to be all plastic, it's going to look bad, but it doesn't look bad. It looks really good. So that's why I ended up chasing down all the die-cast ones, the larger ones, not the smaller ones. But I absolutely love this thing, and I honestly now I'm kicking myself in the ass for not pre-ordering the playset as well. Thankfully, that has not released in the US yet, because when I check on eBay, it says shipping from Australia and Canada. So I'm hoping when it does get released, it does show up in stores. These are starting to show up here in stores as well. But I just got lucky to be able to have them ship it to me, so I can stop running around like a chicken without its head, because I know I went into NECA last week, but every toy company is the same, guys. Every fucking toy company is the same. Hasbro, McFarlane, every toy company. I mean, Hasbro can't even give us an accurate Star Wars figure to save their life. They give us no accessories, no alternate hands, no alternate heads. So every toy company has its faults. Even though I just ripped into NECA, it's because I really want that Shadow Masters 2-pack with the Rokusaki and Yoshi, and I really want it, and it's just unfindable at this point. So I'm really hoping that they put it up on their website for sale soon, which we'll talk about when we're talking about the news, because that actually connects to something else in the story. But without further ado, guys, I have waited way too long to open this thing up. I waited yesterday because I wanted to open it up on camera for you guys, and then I had to do work stuff. I had to do my training. I had to, get my meals in and whatnot, because, like I said, I am a personal trainer, so I had to get through all my clients of the day before I can sit down, talk to you guys about some toys, some toy news, and open this amazing bad boy up right here. So before we get started, let me get some coffee, and then I'll show you guys basically the whole packaging and everything, and then we'll rip right into it. Alright guys, so please excuse the ugly stand as always, but here is the Batmobile, the 1966 Batmobile. I absolutely love this. So classic, so iconic. And in fact, the new Batmobile from Robert Pattinson has actually took a lot of inspiration from this, especially the black and red lining and everything. So super excited for that movie. I really hope everything negative they said about that movie is just false news that they've made up, because I really want a good Batman movie. I never want a bad Batman movie, no matter what, even if it is Robert Pattinson. But I've gone over that fact, honestly, and I really hope he gives us the Batman we deserve and not the one we need. It's a Batman reference if you don't get it. But anyways, I have my trusty Batman knife right here that actually opens up on both ends. I'd be super careful. So it does open up on both ends like that, but I did lose a screw on one end, so I tend to use one side only. So I also have some, not pliers, but plastic wire cutters right here, because I know from childhood that these things are never held together with regular, basic straps. It's always like those tie downs or zip ties. So I really don't know how I'm gonna get into this first, so I'm just gonna start cutting, to be honest. Let's see. That's the joy and benefit of being an open box collector. You don't necessarily care about the box, although it is a beautiful box. I do love all the pictures and everything, but it's gonna get opened. I do not keep the box. I may cut the back packaging off so I can keep the picture, but the whole of the box is gonna go in the trash. But that's the only reason I'm being so gentle is because I don't want to knock all these other figures on the table down. But let's see if we can get it open. I think I took all the tape off from here. There we go. There's some more tape. Always cut away from you, kids, even though you shouldn't be watching. This is a channel for adult collectors. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, but the information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. So if you are a child, please kindly stop watching. But anyways, oh, there we go. It's nice and free. There we go. Perfect. So at least we can free it from the main component box right there. As you can see, it is right there. Go ahead and flip that around so we have something to put the other box in. It's just in a basic yellow thing. And as I said, zip ties. Do I know my toys? Or do I know my toys? So my knife definitely will not cut through that. So that's why I have these amazing pliers. Or no, these aren't pliers. My dad would kill me if you hear me call these pliers. But anyways, these things cut through zip ties like they're butter. So that's why I have them. So anyways, now that it is free, let's go ahead, pull it off from the actual box. Free it from its zip ties. Box down. Like I said, I'm being very careful so I don't knock these figures over. Take this extra plastic off. And there we have it, guys. The 1966 Adam West Burt Ward Batmobile. Man, this thing is amazing. Like I said, I think I am going to go for that playset because where I'm going to put this, I think that playset would fit perfectly in terms of what size it is and size shelf that I'm going to be putting this on. And just so you guys know, it is really meant for smaller figures, unfortunately, because when you stick your fingers in, it is a hard hole. I wish it would just be open all the way up until here so you can stick larger figures in, not so much the multiverse figures because those not only are taller, but they're a lot thicker. But I was really hoping to be able to fit some Mezco Batman in here. They do somewhat fit. Whoops. Let me see. So they do somewhat fit, but at the same time, you gotta have to like crunch the legs up like this. Stick them in. Let's see. Oops, his leg was going into the middle. There we go. So if you want him to be like hanging out of the car, he kind of fits. He kind of looks decent. He's only really a hair taller than the Batman that is supposed to fit in here, so it does kind of work. But if anything, I'll just keep the Batmobile in the background and use it as a set piece to look really cool, because no matter what, this thing will just look cool in toy photography in the background. It doesn't have to have Batman sitting in it. And I think I do have a Batman figure that will fit into it, so hopefully I can take some pics with it and whatnot. But like I said, with the addition of this and that playset, I figured why not go ahead and keep these guys. I have to admit, I'm kind of digging them now that I've been holding on to them and looking at them. And with the addition of the Batmobile and potentially the playset, I would definitely love to have these two figures in particular. Robin, I can take him or leave him. I'm not the biggest Robin fan, but I do love the Batman, and I do love the Joker. So I think these guys are going to be keeps for me, and potential opens on this channel. I think I might open Batman next week on the channel, and then the following week we'll open up Joker. I don't have any Adam West era kind of figures, so it's very tempting just to keep them. So I think I'm going to keep them and just display them next to the Batmobile, even though these aren't going to be my favorite to use for toy photography. In fact, I may not ever use these for toy photography. Some things you buy just to display and just look really cool. And like I said, I have no Adam West merchandise besides an old poster, so it'll be really cool to finally have some Adam West era Batman merch right here. So that is it when it comes to this week's haul. So until we get that Batman statue / figure from McFarlane Toys, I am going to go ahead and move this trash out of the way and go ahead and use the Batmobile to cover up my ugly ass stand. Let me see if I can maybe... There we go. That way it covers the stand, and you guys can get a small look inside the vehicle. Nothing inside moves, to be honest, so I'll go more in depth into it when I do a review on the channel, but yeah, nothing in it moves, so there's that to say. Alright guys, so with the toy haul out of the way, let's get into this week's news, because like I said, we have a lot of news to get through. Let's open up with my favorite toy company of all time, Mezco Toys, right here. This week they did solicit their orders for Spider-Man 2099, and it was open for a while, but when I checked before filming this, it was up for waitlist at this point. But when I checked the other day when it went up for order, I checked later on in the day, and it was still up for pre-order, so like available in terms of like ordering and whatnot. So it stayed up for a while, but is now since been waitlisted. So hopefully, if you want it, join the waitlist, and I hope you can get it. So damn, you know what? I wanted to talk about one thing before we got into the toy news. So once we get done with Mesco, we'll talk about it, and then we'll jump right back into the toy news. Like I said, guys, I always forget to talk about things when I don't look at my notes for you guys. Finishing up with Mesco, they did announce that their fall 2021 con is on October 1st to the 3rd, I believe. I'll look up the dates while I'm doing my editing, and I'll put them here if they're different or if I'm wrong. But I believe it says 1st through the 3rd, so I'm super excited about that. Are we going to get a new Gomez or just a new Rumble Society character? What do you guys think? I'm really hoping for a new Gomez, and there's no way I'm going to miss out on this one. I'm just going to jump in, especially how much fun I have with these two. There's no way I can't jump in on a brand new Gomez, especially at retail, you know? So definitely a pickup for me. Now, if it's just another Rumble Society character, let's see who it is. I'm hoping for a pack of skulls, kind of like the pink skulls, but like maybe a different colored skull crew. I don't know. Green skulls, blue skulls. They've done gold. They've done white. They've done black. They've done pink, red. You know, there's different. I don't know if they could use red skulls, because then that's probably infringes on Marvel stuff. But that actually segues us perfectly to what I wanted to talk about before we get on to the toy news, and that is Marvel is suing to keep the rights of Spidey and Doctor Strange and a few other characters because of the copyright law that is in Hollywood that states that after a select number of years, the creator or the creator's family of a franchise or property or character can demand the rights back. However, back in the day when you worked for Marvel and DC, you didn't really create a character to own. You created a character for Marvel and DC, and it was stipulated in your contract when you signed up that's exactly what the case was. So you don't really have any real ownership to that character. You just, created it for the company. And aside from that, Steve Ditko back in the day did distance himself from wanting profits and stuff from Spidey and Doctor Strange and all that, because he didn't feel like he had full creative control over it and whatnot. So I highly doubt that Marvel was going to have to fight too hard for this one. They're probably just going to pay out a small amount for them, but a decent amount for anybody else, So we'll see what happens, but that's the biggest news right now. It broke this morning on Friday as I'm recording this. But like I said, in terms of everything that's in line, I don't think they're going to lose. I don't think anything's going to really happen, because, like I said, they signed contracts back in the day. They can bring those up and blah, 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 legalities, blah, blah, blah. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you guys think Marvel's going to lose those rights? Do you think they're going to have to start paying royalties to Steve Ditko's estates? Or do you think they're just going to pay him out real quick and keep it hush-hush and basically just carry on with what they're doing? So that was basically what I wanted to talk about, because, like I said, that's the biggest news in comic book movie stuff right now. And it does kind of play into toys, because if they take the rights away from Marvel and Sony, or Disney and Sony, potentially that could affect the toy lines. If they require a royalty fee, they might raise prices for Spider-Man and Doctor Strange figures, because now they have to pay this extra royalty fee. So it does tie into a lot of things in this community as well. So moving on to NECA news, they put up a post that says October is Monster Madness month. So who knows what they're going to give us. They've already given us a bunch of classic Universal monsters. They're probably going to add to that line throughout this month, as well as probably through Freddy, Jason, Trick or Treat, Scream, any other horror franchise that they have rights to. I'm sure they're going to just give us a bunch of new figures throughout the month of October. So that should be pretty exciting if you're into collecting those horror figures. Like I said, I do love horror movies and everything, but there's just so many figures that I already collect that I just don't want to go down the rabbit hole of collecting horror figures on top of that. And on top of that, my collection is in my room, and the thought of having like Freddy, Jason, Ghostface, whether they're 6-inch or 3.75-inch figures, stare at me while I sleep, a little unsettling. Darth Maul, Darth Vader, Grievous, not an issue. But serial killers, I get another easy feeling. But no offense to those of you that collect, and I give you guys props. You guys are braver than me. So, something new at NECA as well is they announced a new Alph Figure. For those of you that grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, I never saw the show. I know who Alph is. He's one of those puppets and whatnot. Alien from space, came to live with a family, and I believe he was created by the Jim Henson company, which is why he was so good as a puppet. But yeah, they announced a new Ultimate for him. So for those of you that are fans of Alph, I'm sorry, not Elf. That's the Will Ferrell movie that I grew up with. They will be releasing him. I don't think they set a date. They just said he's coming soon. So next up, remember I was saying that I hope that they put the 2-pack Shadow Masters up on their NECA store for purchase. The reason I thought about that is because today at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is already way past the viewing of this video, because like I said, I recorded this on Friday, they did put up the Foot Ninja Ultimate, Dragon Gladiator, or I totally fucked that up, so I'm sorry guys. They put up Ultimate Foot Ninja, Trag and Granitor, and Napoleon and Attila. I don't know if they're still up. I highly doubt it. I was able to snag 2 Foot Ninjas for myself, which completes my hunt for the cartoon Ninja Turtles. Now the reason I say that is because I only wanted the basic figures. Like I've stated before, I did not grow up with that show. I grew up with the 2003 show, and I have since gone back and watched the 80s show, so I do like it, and I do like the representation and images of the Turtles, and I would love to have a version of them from there. So I did order the Turtles in Disguise pack from NECA. I was able to get the Stern Pinball with the Shredder in it, and now I have 2 Foot Ninjas to go along with it, so I'm super happy. That's all I need, although I did also get Zork and Zarax, the 2 Triceratons, because when they announced that the 4-pack was going to go on pre-order, I was like, well, I need some bad guys for them to fight, and at that point it was impossible to get Shredder, it was impossible to get Foot Ninjas, so I figured let me just get these 2 Triceratons. I could do some toy photography with the Turtles versus the Triceratons, right? And then the Stern Pinball went up for pre-order on Walmart.com, and I got that. So it came with the Shredder, and then now I'm getting the Foot from NECA Online. So I kind of bought those 2 guys for nothing now that I think about it, but it would still be good to have at least 2 different villains for them. But in terms of the cartoon Turtles, I think I'm pretty much done. I don't need anything else. I don't need Casey. I don't need April. Really, I might go for that Channel 6 News studio just for the diorama itself. But let's see how money is, and let's see where we're at in terms of everything when I find it, if I find it. So we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, so those went up. I'm sure they're sold out by now. So if you missed it, I'm sorry. But follow NECA, turn on post notifications, turn on story notifications so that you guys can stay on top of all that. And last but not least, they actually teased and hinted and showed off a few D&D characters, Dungeons and Dragons. I didn't know people were still into that, I'll be honest. No hate to those of you that are. I thought that was like an 80s thing, 90s thing, because now you actually have computer games, and listen to me, I sound like an old person. Computer games, you actually have video games and whatnot that can actually represent and do all those things a lot better than actually writing it and reading stories and whatnot. But hey, maybe the community's still growing and great. That's just never been something for me. I mean, obviously, as you can see, I'm a fucking nerd. I got bullied when I was in elementary for being a nerd, but I wasn't that much of a nerd. So like I said, no hate to those of you that play and enjoy it. I'm not saying, obviously it's a bigger community than I expected because NECA announced, D&D Ultimate figures. So good for you guys. It's always great when a new community can get some toys for themselves. I'm never going to hate on that. You collect what you like. I'm just here to bring you the news and tell you my opinion. Just because it's my opinion doesn't mean you have to agree with me. Doesn't mean I have to agree with your opinion. You like what you like, you collect what you collect, and I like what I like, and I'll collect what I collect. So with that being said, I had to put that out there because I know there's going to be somebody in the comments saying blah, 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 so what I'm saying is freedom, peace, love. Like I said, you collect what you collect, I collect what I collect. Anyways, guys, moving on to McFarlane because there is so much McFarlane news. Talking about first, the Batman / figure statue. It has been delayed a week, so I should be getting it in sometime around October 8th now instead of the 1st. It literally just happened this morning. I had to approve the delay. So the Batmobile will be here to cover up my ugly stand until I get that in to cover up my ugly stand. But moving on, McFarlane also announced their 3 Jokers last week. We talked about it. And before we get into this, actually, on the list of reveals or leaks a few months ago or early in this year, the 3 Jokers was on that list, and it did say Q3, I believe, or Q4. The other figures that were on that list, though, are what really got me excited, and I have been waiting to hear announcements about, especially now that they've announced these figures. They had on there Batman Forever and Batman and Robin figures. You've got to be fucking kidding me. I thought I was out, and he just keeps pulling me back in. I'll lose my mind. I mean, Batman Forever is my Batman. I grew up watching that as a child. That was my favorite Batman of all time. Val Kilmer did an amazing job, in my opinion. As I got older in 2009, obviously The Dark Knight took over that spot. But up until 2009, Batman Forever was my favorite Batman. I think it was the fact that there was so much green because of the Riddler. And like I said before, green is my favorite color. But it was just an all-around badass Batman film. I mean, it was more campier than, obviously Batman Returns. But when you compare it between Batman Returns, Batman and Robin, it's kind of a nice mashup. You don't get too much campiness. You get a little darkness. And it's just great, So, and like I said, Val Kilmer did a very great job as Batman, in my opinion. I absolutely loved him as Batman. Growing up, to me, that was Batman. So I'm super excited about those figures to come, hopefully to be announced soon within the next few weeks, because they should be expected in Q4. And I believe these ones were too, and they're coming out in November. So I'm hoping within the week or two we should be getting announcements for those figures. But we'll see, guys. We'll see. But with that being said, like I said, they did announce the 3 Jokers wave, and in it is Batman, Red Hood, Batgirl, obviously the 3 different Jokers, the Clown, the Criminal, and the Comedian. Now, Batman, Red Hood, Batgirl, and the Clown Joker can all be found on Amazon. Check my Amazon affiliate links below. I got you guys. They're in there. The Criminal Joker is only available at Entertainment Earth, GameStop, and McFarlane.com. And last but not least, the Comedian was not known where it was going to be released, and I actually have it on my notes. There's question marks. I was like, is it an exclusive? And in fact, right before I trained my last client today, there was a leak that it's actually a Walmart exclusive. So check out Walmart. Hopefully it's still up for pre-order, because I did instantly pre-order it, so I have all my figures except for Batgirl. I'm not a Bat family guy. Like, I like Batman. I don't like the Bat family. I like Batman. So that's just how it is. I got Red Hood just because he looks really dope, and he's not really part of the Bat family. He's an anti-hero that joins in every once in a while, but it's not like he relies on the Bat family and all this stuff, And in the 3 Jokers storyline, he just does a really cool job. And damn, I meant to bring my 3 Jokers graphic novel to show you guys, some of the images and whatnot from that story. If you haven't read it, go and do yourself a favor. Definitely read it. So the reason there's 3 Jokers, the first one being the Clown, which is the Joker that appears in Death of the Family in Red Hood, which actually is the one that killed Jason Todd to turn him into Red Hood. The Criminal which is the Entertainment Earth, GameStop, and McFarlane store exclusive, is basically Jack Nicholson's Joker, the criminal, the mastermind, and whatnot. And the comedian is the Joker from The Killing Joke. He has the trench coat, the hat, the tropical shirt, and of course, the camera full of pictures of paralyzed Barbara Gordon and terrorized Jim Gordon. So you can also get a bundle for all the figures minus the criminal and the comedian on McFarlaneStores.com for $88 opposed to $98. Like I said, I just didn't get Batgirl, so I think I pretty much paid the same price. But if you want all the figures, definitely check out that deal on McFarlane Store. So that's a pretty good deal. So yeah, guys, I'm super excited about that wave, but I'm even more excited about the implications of what that wave means. Like I said, that wave showed up on a list of leaks that also showed figures for Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. I really am looking forward to a Val Kilmer Batman. Hell, even a Chris O'Donnell Robin. Even though I just said I hate the Bat family, I grew up with it. And to be fair, he only shows up at the end of the movie. So that's why I'm not too big on Batman and Robin, because he's in the whole movie. So yeah, but in Batman Forever, he shows up at the end really as Robin. He intermingles a bit as Dick, but not really Robin, so I put up with it. It's more of a focused Batman story up until that end point, so I can accept that. So I'm super excited for those things. So flipping it over, talking to some more Turtle stuff. We should have talked about this after we talked some NECA stuff, but Super 7 unveils their Wave 6 Ninja Turtle Ultimates, and in that lineup is Slash, Scratch, Ace Duck, Mousers, and Mike the Sewer Surfer. So these guys look super, super cool. Starting off with Slash, taking a look at him, he does look really cool. I'll be honest, like I said, I don't collect vintage toys. I didn't grow up with the TV show in the 80s, so I only really have like the Donatello that I got when I was younger from my older brother. But the Mike the Sewer Surfer is definitely a pickup, because I already picked up the Sewer Samurai Leo, and this variant is just awesome. Cowabunga. I mean, look at him. It's just Mikey. It's Mikey, so I can't wait to pick him up and do some great toy photography with him. And of course, I'm going to have to pick up 2 packs of the Mousers just for toy photography purposes and display purposes, of course. So that's not going to be a pretty penny, or that's going to cost me a pretty penny, but it's going to be worth it in the end, because if you look online, any kind of Mousers are going to cost you hundreds of dollars, and I'd rather just buy them brand new out of the box from Super 7. So pre-order them now at super7.com, entertainmentearth.com, Big Bad Toy Store. You know the drill, all those toy stores and whatnot. So super excited about that. Should be coming in probably fall of 2022 at this point. So anyways, moving on to Beast Kingdom. If you guys are into bus, the new Beast Kingdom 6-inch Justice League bus are up for order now. You have Wonder Woman, Superman, which doesn't really look like Superman, so it's an easy pass for me. But this Batman one, whew, I might just actually have to pick it up, even though I have absolutely no space to put it. I mean, I did recently put in some new shelving, so if you didn't notice, I actually put in an extra shelf right here, and I have all my Beast Kingdom figures right here. I totally meant to mention it last week, and I totally forgot to put the light here again for this week's episode. But yeah, I have all my Beast Kingdom figures right here for you guys to see. I have Heath Ledger Joker in the back, Heath Ledger's bank robber Joker in the back, then I have the Dark Knight himself right in the middle from The Dark Knight, and of course you have Armored Batman from Batman v Superman, Nightmare Batman from Batman v Superman, and of course Henry Cavill's Superman from Justice League. So that is all the Beast Kingdom news for now. Power Rangers, they did release the final 2 Ninja Rangers, the white and pink Rangers, as Target exclusives. They have sold out since in terms of pre-orders, but you know how these figures are. They tend to peg worm and go on clearance, so those of you that pre-ordered are the ones that really wanted them. But if you're just a casual collector like I am in terms of the Power Ranger Lightning Collection line, I'd wait till they go on clearance, or at least till you see them in store, because you definitely will. But speaking about that, I actually have a few on pre-order that should be coming in anytime soon, so that I'm actually super excited about. I know I said I'm a casual person into it, but I really wanted these figures, and some of them were exclusive, so I didn't want to be trying to eat every single store for them, you know, so I just went ahead and pre-ordered them and whatnot. Actually, I have a few that I want to pre-order for that are coming, but they don't come out till April of next year, so I'm like, I got time. But anyways, guys, last but certainly not least, of course, Star Wars has to be brought up. So not only are the new wave of Star Wars hitting stores now in terms of Costco Reeves, Aurora Sing Tech, General Lando, and I'm sure there's one more. Oh, Zero. Those are hitting Walmarts now, and I think Target's as well. And Amazon just shipped her out, and I believe they're starting to ship Wrecker out. And I'm just waiting on Zero, and I can't even remember who the other one I said was, but I'm just waiting on them. So it says I should be Tech. I should be getting them October 5th. So those are hitting stores, but they of course had to give us some other stuff, and they announced that they were going to give us some figures based off the Droids cartoon series. I was going to say Mando, but it's not Mando. It's Boba, R2, and C-3PO. All three are coming in the vintage collection, but only Boba is coming into the Black Series in this fancy looking box. Unfortunately, I'll never understand Hasbro. I'll never understand them. Despite them having a great body, in fact, one that was praised unanimously by the fans and collectors in the new Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, they decided to go back and reuse the Empire Strikes Back body. I mean, you guys already don't give us accurate Star Wars figures. Why? I mean, I'll take the non-accurate Return of the Jedi Boba Fett over the lesser articulated Empire Boba, in my opinion. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. Every toy company has their issues and hang-ups, so it's not just NECA. It's definitely not just NECA. Definitely Hasbro's in there. Definitely McFarlane. I mean, how even Mesco, my favorite company. I mean, those of you that ordered the Batman 89, you guys haven't gotten it yet, right? There you go. So you can pick and point at every toy company, guys. But in the end of the day, we all know they're going to get our money. We all know we're going to be anticipating their products. And we know at the end of the day, we're going to be happy that we have these products. Accurate or not, it's just fun having a representation of our childhood, of our love here in physical, tangible form. And for me, being a toy photographer, it's even more so amazing. So guys, with that being said, that is all the news for this week. So once again, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you once again for 400 subscribers. In fact, we're already at 430 as the filming of this video, so on our way to 500. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, do yourself a favor, help us out to get to 500, hit that subscribe button. Congrats once again to Bruce for winning the 400 subscriber giveaway. Once again, message me on Instagram so we can talk details all about that. Stay tuned for some big news regarding prints and so much more. Stay tuned, guys. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for once again joining me on this Sunday, or whenever you guys are choosing to watch this, for coffee and toys here on the Cool Figures channel. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Coffee and Toys here on the Cool Figures channel. If you did enjoy it, please remember to hit that like button. That way I know you guys are enjoying the content that I put out, as well as helping the channel grow. And if you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It is a very small goal of mine to try to reach at least one new subscriber per new video that I put out, so please be my one new subscriber for this video. Thank you so much in advance. And if you guys subscribe, my videos will pop up on your feed for you, and you don't have to go searching for the Cool Figures channel. And even better yet, if you go ahead and hit that bell icon after you hit subscribe, they'll pop up in little notifications for you to see whenever I do upload a new video. But with that being said, guys, please, if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at Cool Figures for my review pics. And I do have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by Cool Figures. Check it out. If you like what you see, leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys want to see the unboxing of any figures that I do reviews on for this channel, please check me out on TikTok at Cool Figures. That's where I do all my unboxings, because when I get a new toy, guys, I am like a child and I cannot wait to rip it open and play with it. So I don't have time to set up my YouTube studio, so I just film it on my phone real quick and upload it to TikTok. So check me out at Cool Figures. So once again, I just want to say thank you so much to this channel sponsor, V-Rare Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, and Pokemon card needs. And of course, use code COOLFIGURES at checkout for 10% off your order. V-Rare Store, check them out, guys. So with that being said, guys, whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really do appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.